Hazare, go ahead. We are live.
Okay, all right. All right, thank you everyone for joining these sessions. Good evening, good morning, or even good afternoons for those who are watching live from YouTube from all over the world toward our presidential candidates for the preliminary debates. Yeah. So today we are lucky to have our three main candidates here, and we will introduce them right after this. But before we begin, I think I would like to take this an opportunity. This debate is dedicated to our candidates in order to present their visions, to discuss their key statement strategies and initiative, and also to address the questions from our facilitators and also the audience. So the goal for today's event is actually to foster a constructive and engaging discussions that towards the end, the EMA community will make and inform the decisions on towards the preliminary presidential debates. But before we begin, I think I would like to call upon our current EMA President, Dr. Ashikur, to give the opening remarks. Over to you, Dr. Ashikur.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Hazaria. Dear Erasmus Mundus Association community, Erasmus Mundus community, and global Erasmus Plus community, esteemed candidates, dear colleagues, dear EMA volunteers, EMA members, respected moderator, and the 2025 Electoral Committee. It is my absolute honor to welcome you all to the EMA Preliminary Presidential Debate 2025 online. This is a pivotal moment in our, or let's say in the democratic journey of our association. Today marks the beginning of an exciting and crucial process that will shape the leadership of EMA for the years to come. Before we dive into the debate, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our moderator for today, Dr. Hazaria, and the Electoral Committee. You will get the introduction from their side very soon in order to ensure a fair and engaging platform for our candidates today. Your role is instrumental in upholding the integrity of this debate, and we appreciate your dedication. That being said, a special thanks to all of the members of the EMA Electoral Committee 2025. To our three presidential candidates, congratulations on reaching this stage. Your willingness to step up and serve this dynamic global community speaks volumes about your passion and vision for Erasmus Mundus Association. This debate is not just about competing for a position. It is about sharing your ideas, demonstrating leadership, and definitely inspiring the community to take EMA forward into its next chapter. As you engage in this discussion, debate, I encourage our audience to listen attentively, ask insightful questions, and actively participate in the democratic process. Your votes on 21st March will determine which two of these three candidates will advance as the final official nominees for the General Assembly 2025 that is been scheduled for Paris 16-17 May. So this is your opportunity to shape the future of EMA, and I urge you to take it very seriously. Leadership is not just about holding a position, it is about responsibility, vision, and the ability to unite diverse voices under a common mission. Today we witness not just a debate, but a celebration of the values that define our association, Erasmus Mundus Association, that defines inclusivity, transparency, and global collaboration. With that, I wish all the candidates the very best for you. May this debate be a meaningful exchange of ideas, and may the best candidates earn the trust and support of our Erasmus Mundus community. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Ashikur. I think your opening remarks has concluded that we are really looking forward towards the sessions, towards the engagement today, and also towards our preliminary online debate today. And also, again, we are having such an amazing presidential candidates today. Our first candidate, Marvi Kazi, The second will be Nishan Paudel, and also we have Ina Peva here today as the presidential candidates. Again, I would like to thank you for your willingness to be nominate yourself to be one of the candidates for the presidents. I think it's not an easy step, but the whole process, I think we are trying to make sure that whatever that we are delivered, we are trying to deliver the best to the Emma community as well. And again, for the audience that watching live from YouTube, okay, you can always leave the comments, leave the questions so that we can read towards the ends of the sessions, yeah. And before we go further details, I think let me introduce a little bit of myself. I'm Hazaria, currently a senior lecturer in the University Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I used to be the Erasmus Mundus scholarship back in 2007 and 2009 under the Erasmus Mundus Aeronautics and Space. And with me today, we have an amazing team that gonna help and facilitate the sessions as well, yeah. So first, I would like to introduce our Katerina. All right, and she's our Emma Highlight President from 2019 to 2021. She's the Erasmus Mundus PhD in Computational Neuroscience, which is a short form of the Eurospin. All right, 2013 and 2017. And she's now is the program manager for the communities and training at ELISIR, the European Research Infrastructure for Life Science. That will be Katerina to lead the round one. And we have Dr. Janie Lynn Elmaco to be support the sessions for the round two. Dr. Jenny is actually the awardee of the Global Exemplary Education Double Gold Award and the Global Exemplary Innovative Leadership Diamond Award from the Global Women Inventors and Innovators Network, Global Win UK. And she is also the Marie Curie Social Impact Award and a fellow of the Royal Society of the Arts. Currently, Dr. Jenny is working as a key expert of the centralized support for the Erasmus Plus national focal points of the European Commission. If I wanted to read more about Dr. Jenny, I think there will be a lot of amazing information that can be shared. But let us move into our colleague, none other than last, Dr. Shinam Jain, that also gonna help us to facilitate the round three, yeah? So Dr. Shinam Jain is a graduate of the Erasmus Mundus Joint Doctorate Program, SMD Tax, back in 2020. So she has an expertise in the data management as well as keen interest in the sustainability. She's been associated with the EMA since 2017 in various capacities, including serve as the director of the project support unit, where she played a pivotal roles in advancing EMA's financial independence. And as a current point of moment, Dr. Jane is actually the guest faculty at the National Institute of Fashion Technology, NIFT, India. So I think I will love also to welcome all these colleagues, Katerina, Jenny, and also Shinam to the sessions. To help us to moderate and facilitate the three round that we're going to have. But before we go further details, I think let's go over the debate formats and rules. Yeah, very simple, as we wanted to make it easy for everyone to make sure that this session will be lively actually, because this is the moment for the candidates to engage with the audience in order for us to better understand of actually who the candidates are. Yeah. So the first will be that each candidates will have time to introduce themselves and present their key statement. All right, and we will have a structured round, including statements, a cross debate, and Q&A session. Yeah, so every session, the candidate, we really hope that the candidates will remain respectful and stay within the allocated time, which is also will be reminded by the facilitator. and we will help you to ensure that you will not exceed the limit, or even though if you exceed the limit, might be not much, not more than 30 seconds if you hope, yeah. And you can hear, we try to make the buzzing sound as inaudible as possible for you to hear 30 seconds before your time is over, yeah, before your time is up. And also, the moderator and facilitator will ensure that the fairness and the adherence toward the debate structure. So again, to all the candidates, we are here to support you. We are here to ensure that we have a lively and we are really have the engaging session with each and every one of you. All right. So I think before we begin, I think I would like give the floor directly to our first facilitator, Katharina, so that the Katharina can support them in terms of the round one, in terms of the candidates to introduce more about themselves. I think I give the floor to Katharina. Over to you, Katharina.
Thanks very much, Natalia, and yeah, welcome from my side as well. It's great to see you here and also everybody online. So we will move on with this first part and we'll give 3 minutes to each of our candidates to introduce themselves. If you do have slides, you're also more than welcome to use these. And we will start with, who are we starting with? Marty, right? The floor is yours. Feel free for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Dr. Katharina. Dear Erasmus Mundus community, my fellow candidates, and esteemed moderator, today I appear before you not only with passion, but also with a clear vision for the future of EMMA, one that is stronger, more inclusive, and better connected to the world of policy, governance, and global opportunities. Thank you for sharing. I'm Marvi Kazi. Would you go to the next one, please? Yeah. I'm a legal and business professional with extensive experience in law, governance, and international policy. Currently, I'm serving as the management board member of EMMA, where I lead project support unit, where I try to drive global collaboration, innovation, and student empowerment. I have done MBA in finance and LLB and double LLM from leading European institutions. I'm an Erasmus Plus, DAAD, and MIPLC alumna, a scholar. My roots are from Pakistan, and I currently reside in Dordrecht in Netherlands. But I consider myself as a global citizen, as I have had the honor to reside in 5 different countries and to learn and know more about different cultures and values. I'm a professional. Would you go to, yeah. I'm a professional with more than 12 years of, next one, please. Yeah. I have 12 years of experience working as a lawyer, a central banker, IP and policy researcher, and later on I also served as a judge in the courts in Pakistan, where I adjudicated cases on gender justice, juvenile rights, intellectual property, and consumer protection law, always striving to uphold the rule of law without any fear and favor. Currently, I'm working as a freelance legal and business advisor. Intellectual property, contract law, compliance, data privacy are my forte. At EMMA, I'm leading multi-stakeholders projects and Erasmus Plus initiatives. During the last round of calls in 2024, under my leadership, EMMA received 6 Erasmus Plus projects, which we are currently implementing. During this February and March call in 2025, PSU has applied for 11 different projects, including 1 Erasmus Mundus design measurement program. Some of these projects have been written by me, and we have tried to expand EMMA's project portfolio and funding sources. With me and my team, I have recruited more than 15 volunteers from all around the world. I also lead SI activities at PSU during the first and second round of calls. With our ongoing efforts and continuous collaboration, we received more than 20 expression of interest for SI activities from our members during the January call, out of which 7 have been granted funding by the ECIA, which is the highest number of any grants that have been granted to any of the sister and cousin organizations. I'm also involved in writing joint essay activities along with other sister and cousin organizations representatives. And I have had the chance to engage with members from European Commission, ICIA, and NEO-ICP ENFP. Next, please.
All right, your time is up, my dear.
Okay, can you just quickly show the slides, and I get the chance to discuss them later.
No, I think that would be against the rules and procedures if we continue, because we have 2 minutes, everyone, so we should continue with the rules and procedures, please.
Yeah,
We will. Don't worry. There was no more talking after the slides have shown to everybody. We'll move on. Thank you very much, Marty. There will be time to go through those details and elaborate them a little more. We will be moving on to Nikshan. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Katarina, and hello, everyone. Everyone joining in the call from the election committee and viewers that are watching us online, either through Facebook or YouTube. I'm Nixon Podel, and my journey with EMA started when I first received the Erasmus Mundus scholarship. I received an Erasmus Mundus scholarship in 2019 till 2021, and it was a life-changing moment for me because it opened the door of opportunities for connecting with such a diverse global community. Since then, I've dedicated myself to strengthen EMA's network, empowering members, and making EMA more impactful for the students and alumni. From the last 4 years, I have been volunteering in EMA in different roles, starting as a PRNet coordinator, where I onboarded many program representatives representing their programs and extending and expanding our network through different programs. As a program representative network manager, I strategize and build strategies how to develop our network, how we can coordinate with other units and empower other units as well. From the last 2 years, I have been serving as the Director of Students and Alumni Relations Unit, which is the largest unit within EMA and serves almost 35% of the volunteering base that we have within the association. I have led stakeholder engagement. I have also successfully strategized having partnerships with the Erasmus Mundus master's courses that has ensured and successfully driven the impact of students and the program representatives within the association. If I am elected as the president, I will prioritize on 3 main areas. That would be strengthening EMA units. Second would be creating more opportunities for our members and volunteers. Third, and the last one, would be enhancing our digital tools to ensure we are more connected and efficient. EMA has been my home for the last 4 years, and I'm committed in front of you with passion, strategy, and collaboration. I know with the trust and support, we can shape a stronger future for EMA. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nikshan. This was great, and I think gave a really good insight as well. So we'll move on right away. Inna, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Just let me understand how I can share my screen. Okay, I think you're all seeing my presentation. Can you confirm?
Yes, Anna.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much. So hello, everyone. Hello, dear candidates. Hello, team members. Hello, presidential other candidates. Hello, vice president, president, and everyone online on YouTube and Facebook. I'm sorry that we could not do this debate at the time common for everyone, comfortable for everyone, but this is what it is when you have a global organization. My name is Anna Peva, and I'm the Erasmus Mundus Association presidential candidate for the term 2025-2027. I define myself as a global citizen, entrepreneur, islands research, and advocate for youth and social green entrepreneurship. Why me and who am I? I have a background and experience as both global citizen, entrepreneur in youth engagement, sustainability, and digital transformation, and current research master student at the Erasmus Mundus Island Sustainability Program, focusing on coastal communities in small island developing states. I have experience in strategic partnerships and institutional advocacy, United Nations ECOSOC, Erasmus+, international youth and non-youth networks, bringing few millions of project partnerships in the organizations where I work. What are my key achievements so far? I have led successful ECOSOC organization from my organization in Italy, positioning youth-led organizations in global governance directly. I have developed public-private partnership, fostering opportunities for youth, especially in islands and rural areas. I have worked on projects across Europe, the Caribbean, Africa, and Asia, focusing on circular economy, social impact, and education. And this is exactly what I hope to bring to EMA. I hope to bring people from everywhere, as we are a global organization, to be active and to be able to get inside the organization with a bottom-top approach, with a horizontal approach where everyone has the right to do their project. Why EMA? I believe that we can strengthen together, not alone, but together, EMA's global influence in international decision-making spaces. We can empower the community, we can improve engagement, we can foster sustainable and inclusive growth, and by ensuring accessibility for underrepresented groups in mobility programs. What is my personal drive? I'm passionate about education, mobility, and youth-led initiatives. I'm committed to ensuring EMA remains a platform for leadership, social impact, and bringing the entrepreneurship aspect. I'm bringing expertise in advocacy, innovation, finance, and community building to EMA's future. Not to take more time, I will just put the fundamentals for the 2 years to follow in case I get selected. Year 1, foundation and engagement, improve internal governance and transparency, strengthen EMA's positioning, enhance digital and community engagement. And year 2, growth and impact. In the year 2, we need to put the pilasters for the years to come and for the presidents and the teams to come. Expanding partnership, supporting initiatives, and advocating for more inclusive opportunities. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Well, this was great. And I think this was a really, really good introduction from all of you to get a little first insight in who you are and what you're planning to do for all of us to be on the same page. And I think with this, there are questions that have been prepared for you. We'd really also like to have a little bit of a debate, and I will be handing over to the next facilitator to moderate that part of the discussion today.
All right. Thank you so much, Katerina. Despite of your busy schedules, you'll be able to join us towards the sessions. Thank you so much. Yes, I think before we move into the next sessions, next round, I would like to remind the candidates, if possible, that to make sure that the lightings and also the posture of how you're sitting to be perfectly that so that everyone can see your screen better, because they want to see you better actually from the poster, right? And then now towards the real live sessions, might be the lightings need to be adjusted a bit so that they can see you properly. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. And I think thank you again, Katerina, for the engaging sessions with all the candidates towards their about themselves actually. And I can see that all the candidates are talking about the volunteerings and what they have been done and what they wanted to do in the future. But I think to accelerate further more details on actually what they wanted to do, let's hand over the next round to our dearly Dr. Jan. Over to you.
Thank you so much to our dynamic moderator, Hazari. I'm really honored to be following as well Katarina, who has led the EMA for several years, you know, with her brand of excellence as well. So I welcome once again Marvi, Nishan, and Ena. And thank you for this opportunity to hear about your plans. So we all understand about the power of respectful discourse in shaping policies, especially for our association to drive meaningful change. And we've heard a lot from you. Now we move on to the next round, round 2, which is the cross debate segment. So in this round, you are 3 candidates, and I'll mention it again so that I don't make a mistake. Marvi, Nishan, and Ena. So in this round, you are going to directly engage with each other, challenge your key points, and then also clarify, use this opportunity to clarify your policies. So I encourage all 3 of you to uphold the standards, of course, of parliamentary exchange. So you have to be structured, sharp, and solution-oriented, as we expect with our next leaders of EMA. So, of course, while maintaining, again, the RESPT for different perspectives. So Each of you will have the opportunity to respond to each other's statement, followed by a chance to counter or collaborate. So let's begin with candidate 1, and that's you, Marvi. You may respond to any points made by Nishan and Eva.
Yeah, I have a few questions, but I would stick to one question per person. So it was more about Nikshan was mentioning about strengthening the internal structures. I wanted to know how he would do it and how he has been a part of Emma for last 4 years. So how he managed this internal strengthening of different operations within Emma during the last 4 years. And so do I ask both questions at the same time, or you
Yes,
will get...
ask the questions, and then we can direct it to the candidates, please.
Okay. And Anna, you have such a wonderful profile. I wanted to know, like, it's really important also when leading an organization to have an understanding of the statutes and regulations and all the internal policies on which an organization works. Since you haven't worked in a leadership position in Emma, how would you when you take on this responsibility, how would you navigate this situation or arena? Thank you.
Thank you, Marvi. Nishan, Anna, the room is yours. Nishan, please.
Yeah, thanks, Marvi, for the question, and thanks for the opportunity to provide me an explanation as well. So, in terms of one of the key priorities of strengthening the internal networks, how do I plan to do it? I think my experience with SNA leading the highest number of volunteers, we have successfully done in SNA unit. But that is not enough for an association to function perfectly how we want it to function. And we want to replicate this success into other units as well. We have tried, in the last 2 years, we have tried replicating in the CRNet network, which is our country outreach and outreach network, where what we did is we created a substructure, not directly a director and volunteers, but we had a substructure. So we successfully replicated that, and now we see the impacts. The seeds that we showed, now it's bearing fruit. So we see the CRNet also growing there. So we want to replicate these strategies. And what do I mean by strengthening internal networks? I mean using one of the knowledge in one unit and having these cross-unit collaborations. Maybe some of the units might need more volunteering recruitment. So that could be one of the possibilities that we lead. But the knowledge within different units also needs to be shared within the organization so that we grow as an organization.
Thank you so much for that, Nikshan. Excellent points. Now we open the room for Anna. Anna, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, fellow candidates. Thank you so much, moderator, for asking the question. And I do have to apologize to our public if you don't see me well. This is because I'm in the rural part of the Caribbean doing data management and data gathering with the local communities. So I do apologize for the video, audio, and possibly also the quality of the connection. But that's the truth when you work on the ground with the communities. Thank you, Marva, for your question. I have not focused a lot on my legal background. I have founded 2 companies and 2 associations before my life, and together with the legal officer of EMA, the person in charge for creating the statutes, we reviewed together the statutes of the bylaws of EMA, because the bylaws of EMA have problems. The bylaws of EMA have had some challenges, because EMA has been registered under the Belgian law, and until the General Assembly of last year, they were not fully showing what is the situation of the organization. Last year, during the General Assembly, this has been changed thanks to the hard work of the unit who was leading that, for which I thank so much. However, during the General Assembly, there have been some things that had to be changed. And all of you who have been there, or all of you who are following us on live streaming, have seen that there were strong structural problems in the statutes, in the bylaws, which then, of course, showed the challenges in the financial report of the association, which had challenges. And the president here will remember that it was very strong debate there, which we had to go through. And I, as a new member, because I'm a member of EMA since 2023 September, where I got as a program representative of the Islands program, which is my program, the first ever program representative. We went under the leadership of the presidential team with the great support of Nixon, who helped his colleague in the financial team. to actually improve the financial report and understand where is the challenge of all that. So I do have experience when it comes to legal management of organizations and bylaws and regulations in the European Union. I have to say only in the European Union because I've never worked legally outside of the European Union, legally meaning in terms of providing structural and founding companies and organizations outside of the European Union, even though I have experience working in the United Nations sector through youth organization and youth-led initiatives. So I'm super confident about that. And one of the things that we will definitely, in case I get selected, touch upon when in office would be real together with the service provider, because this is one of the things that the service provider provides to EMA, should provide to EMA, is support. We will definitely have to go and see all the bylaws, all the statutes, the registration in French, and I do speak French as well, by the way, understand better how it should work, the regular procedures, for example, also the election procedure, all the challenges there. There is a lot to be done. There is a lot to be done to be restructured and to make EMA accessible to everyone and for everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Anna. And I think it's great, with this first round that we hear from the diversity of perspectives that you have pointed out, and also the differences and similarities as well in the platforms that you are sharing. So as a leader, you do not have to tick all the boxes. You do not have to have all of the qualities and requirements, because then you are a team, you are leading. So you get you maximize the team and make sure that you have the support that you need, but at the same time inspire and mentor as well the succeeding generation. So thank you so much for that, Anna. Let's go to the next round, and this will be for you, Nikshan. Any comments or any reactions in the statements of your other colleagues, please?
Yeah, thanks, Jen. I do not have a direct question in terms of to my candidates. First of all, thank you for running for the president, and then that's also a success that we measured from the last time. So we grow year by year. That's our plan. Because Marvi didn't share her plan a little bit, so maybe you could touch upon if you have anything in terms of the digital space. I saw the similar things in terms of plan from Anna as well in terms of digital area and digital landscape. So I would like you to maybe elaborate a little bit on what are your ideas regarding that, and why do you see that as one of the most important areas that we should focus on in the coming years?
Thank you. So a question on digital space, perhaps I can ask you first, Marvi.
Okay, so regarding this, thank you so much, Nikshan, for asking this question and for giving me the opportunity to actually discuss my plan about the next 2 years. For me, in the digital field, the challenges that I see, firstly, at the community portal, for instance, the members, our senior members, which could not or somehow are not a part of our community portal because of the changing of the portals from one to another. So my first target would be to bring our senior members onto bringing them back to the network, because I believe that they are the most valuable asset for EMA, and through them we could do several things. So this would be like in terms of just to bringing them. Secondly, regarding in the digital area, I feel that there is a lot to be done. For instance, we do have a clause, that is clause number 30 in the statutes regarding data privacy, but we don't have an elaborate data privacy rules or policy and regulations. So my first short-term plan would be to ensure an internal audit of EMA's IT and data privacy compliance, and ensuring that GDPR adherence. Since I have written my master's thesis on GDPR, and I have a strong understanding of general data protection regulation, but also information privacy laws in the US and other organizations or countries, I think I can take over this responsibility well and do there nicely. And then thirdly, I think we need to see like some structural challenges that we also need to take up with the service provider regarding how to manage the website and the online resources of EMA that we currently have. We have done a lot, and thanks to the CIT team, we are continuously growing and growing further. And I would like to keep on being on the same path, but keep on improving. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent points, Marvi. Anna, the room is yours, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I had connection problems. Nikshan, can you please repeat your question?
Yes, please,
Sure.
Nishant, yeah.
Sure. So, Anna, I saw like in your plans as well, you have one of the key areas as digital landscape. So I wanted to know, like, could you please elaborate what do you exactly mean by enhancing digital landscape, and why do you see as one of the key areas where we should focus for the coming 2 years?
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Nikshan. I'm so sorry for my connection problems again, but again, this is the challenge when you live on the ground with the communities in the rural part of the Caribbean. Digital, this is something we all hear. We live in the digital world. We are here, we can connect because of the digital. Digital, we are fortunate enough to have the organization based in the European Union, meaning that we are protected, as my fellow candidate was saying, by the GDPR. This was a great revolution, a great success in the European Union when we voted it in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, in May 2018, when it became part of the daily life, of the daily work of everyone. But I don't mean only GDPR. GDPR, I leave it to the legal team. I want the digital to reach every single person part of EMA. Doesn't matter if it's a member from 30 years ago when they did the first Erasmus Mundus Master, or it's a member of today. When I say digital, I want to use EMA as a digital community, and not I want EMA to become for us a digital community where we can all join and where we can all have a chance to join. If that means that we have to work with the service provider to ensure that the community portal is working, then that's going to be that. If that means that we need to innovate, we are going to innovate. We are going to do projects with digital entrepreneurship where we can ensure that our members have access to the platform. For me, one thing that's not acceptable, not understandable in the era of AI, in the era of digital, where we are all connected, is that our only event, which is the General Assembly, is open only to 100 members or whatever is the number. I want to create a digital spaces where our members can feel heard, where our members can work, where our members can horizontally, from the with a bottom-top approach, bring projects. What I have seen in the last years in EMA is that I've been here for almost 2 years, is that there is a lack of engagement. There is a lack of transparency. There is lack of engagement. And the only event where people engage, also people who are not part of the management board or who are not there for years, is during the General Assembly. We need to change that. And we need to use the digital to do that. There is no other way. We are a global organization. We have members from everywhere globally. It's not possible to have everyone in person, because that would mean that 100,000 people have to join somewhere. Maybe one day, but right now we need to work on the digital, and we need to create engagement for everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Anna, for your innovative insights. Let's stay with you. And if you have any questions for Nikshan or Marvi, please, this is your time. Anna, any
Yes,
questions
thank you
for
so much.
Marvi and for Nikshan, please?
Yes, thank you so much. Please give me the time to listen, because your audio is coming a little bit later to me, for which I do apologize. So that's why I'm doing a little bit later all the answers and connection. First of all, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for candidating. And also thank you for the hard work that you did so far in the management board. I understand that that's not easy, and I understand that you have put a lot of effort in that. I have two questions, separate one. You're part of the management board. Both of you. For Nikshan specifically, you've been leading our unit, the unit where I've been part of, and for which I'm grateful to you. However, we have had many challenges. I think the biggest one that we have seen is the transparency of work, which was also connected last year on the General Assembly, when we saw all the challenges with the financial reports, all the problems, all the struggles, but also everything that was in the bylaws and in the statutes. How do you think, because you have the background, you know how the things work internally, how do you think this can be changed, and what specifically you can do to ensure that that members feel welcomed, and that there is this transparency that we're missing inside EMA's working? And for you, Marvi, thank you for applying. I would like to know a little bit more on the projects you were saying that you were doing. What is the procedure as well there? What is the transparency behind? How are the members involved? How do the members get the chance to participate in this in this Erasmus Plus project? Because it's amazing. You said 6 key action 1, 2 key action 2, but I can bet right now that half of our public that is listening to this doesn't know what it is. So what is the engagement of our membership? How are they being there? Because it's great to have projects. It's great to have funding for the organization. even though I have some challenges to understand how these projects can bring funding for the organization, specifically if the members are not involved. But like, what is the member involvement? What is the benefit of the members, and not only to the board members and the people that are bringing these projects? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anna. Nikshan, would you like to answer, please?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Anna. It was a long one, but I tried to pick it up and I separated it into 3 different questions. Yeah. And I would also try to answer separately. So, first of all, the question was about transparency of work. How will we change that? Yeah. So, while creating my plan, I partly agree to some of the comments that you made. There is no transparency. Okay, maybe not as transparent as we would want in terms of every members, but there are some level of transparencies that has been maintained. What needs to change is how do we ensure that this information flows to each and every member? That's for sure. That needs to change. We understand. How will I ensure this? Like I said, identification of root cause is super important. What happened in the last GA had something to do with no membership in the financial unit. We didn't have much more volunteers in the financial unit, skills and resources being lack in the financials unit. So that is one of the key areas where I try to address when I say strengthening MI unit. PRNet unit, we have 100 plus volunteers. We have skills because these volunteers bring in skills and they commit to working. So we can produce quality work. Whereas some units where there are lack of volunteers and lack of resources, it is very difficult to produce the same level of resources or same level of quality of work. So that's where strengthening units and onboarding new volunteers, creating training unit opportunities, using our alumni base, using our partnership with EMJMs. That's how I try to solve this. That is one part. Second thing about transparency, that is also why I asked this question about digital landscape. I think that is super important. There are things and there are decisions being made, but how do we flow it to each and every member? How do we make this information available that the decisions are being taken in certain way? There are certain statutes that is being followed, there are certain guidelines that is being done. There are policies being written. So the policy and quality assurance unit writes policies, but do our volunteers or members in spread around the world know about this? So we need to have a channel, we need to have a landscape or a digital space where there is room where they can go and see, okay, there are policies, and it's not hidden somewhere in our Google Drive, it's not hidden somewhere, it's there in the Google Drive, it's up, it's reachable for these volunteers. So I think those are 2 ways where I see I would like to implement those things, and that's also in my plan as well.
Thank you so much, Nikshan. Can we go to the next, please? Yes, Marvi, the room is yours.
Yes.
The questions.
Thank you, Anna, for your questions. I will also divide it into 3 parts. So the first question was regarding what's the transparency. Firstly, I think we need to see, because transparency is a really broad word, so it has many layers attached to it. But okay, let me try to break it down into simple steps. When we apply for any project, you asked what's the process of application of projects. Last round of calls, we submitted one project that was written by one of our EMA members. So what we do in PSU, maybe you don't know, we have 2 different units which are called subunits, which are internal projects and external projects. In the internal projects, what we do, we submit or we announce the call for SI activities, encouraging our members to submit their expression of interest for SI activities. Once they submit their applications, this is like online transparent process that we announce the call, we receive the call, then as a review committee at the PSU, which is independent of the board, they review these expression of interest, and then the board gets to endorse, seeing that whether it aligns with the goals of the SI activities and the objectives, long-term objectives of the Erasmus+. So this is like one. Then about the internal projects, we arrange these calls and with our members, inviting them to submit their innovative ideas to PSU. Then if somebody from our members or our community has an idea and would like to work on developing this project along with us, we provide complete support to them by developing this idea into a project that we subsequently either go on forward and apply for it as an external project, or we implement it as an internal project. There have been several such projects which we have done in the past. Then under the external projects, which you were mentioning regarding Key Action 1 and Key Action 2 projects, even those people who are working in the Erasmus Plus ecosystem, sometimes they also have difficulty to analyze, okay, what is Key Action 1, what is Key Action 2, what is Key Action 3? And it takes some time actually to understand it. But what's our idea? Whenever we apply for any project, as I mentioned before, so we have the ideas from our members. Once they submit these ideas, if we see that this idea has a potential, we create a project idea and then a concept note, and then further on look for applying for a grant to it. We have received, lastly, in the last round of calls, as I was mentioning, we have received one such project where we applied as a coordinator. Now, so the two questions have been answered. The third was, what's the benefit for Emma community? When we apply for these projects, we also receive funding, as you may be aware. So when we apply for these projects as coordinator, definitely one of my long-term goal for Emma is to bring financial sustainability and independence for Emma. So when we apply for these projects, we receive funding, and then that funding we can utilize for the benefits of our community. Besides that, how do we, so you may have seen there are several calls for participations for different ideas or different projects regarding digital innovation and mostly regarding sustainability. So currently we are implementing 6 projects at Emma, including one Key Action 2 project, which is having a total budget of 250k euros. So yeah, when we have this money we receive from the project, we try to utilize it for the benefits of the community.
Thank you so much for that, Marvi, and thank you to all 3 of you for your incredible questions. There are a lot of questions coming in for you. So instead of asking you those that we have prepared, I just want to leave you for the next round with one question I want all of you to answer. And we can start with you, Marvi, since you have already been spotlighted. So if you will be given the mandate of becoming the next president of Emma, what will you do in your first 100 days?
Thank you so much, Dr. Jenny, for this question. So for me, I think one of the biggest challenge being an IP and data privacy lawyer, I feel that there is really a great need to protect Emma's trademark, branding image, and intellectual property assets. So I would see where we are, and I would try to protect that. Then, as I mentioned before, I will try to conduct an internal audit of Emma's IT and try to make it more compliant. Then I will try to strengthen country representatives and their connections with EU delegations through structured meetings. As we were discussing before, there is a lot of challenges that the SNA unit is facing. We will try to organize the first round of PR training sessions for enhanced engagement and collaboration for these. And then I will try to explore the avenues where we can look for funding opportunities or partnerships with private and public sector to create internship and job placement opportunities. It would more likely to be in identifying the opportunities for our members, because what we have 4 different categories of stakeholders in Emma. Firstly, prospective students. Secondly, our current students who are just enrolled. Then the students who have just graduated and are looking for internships or job opportunities. And then our 4th key asset, which I consider that this is our asset actually, Emma's, our alumni who are senior members and who have wealth of knowledge and expertise across different sectors. So I will try to arrange mentoring sessions for the prospective students. Firstly, SI activities is a brilliant idea, or like the project through which we can do that. Yeah, I'm just wrapping up. Secondly, for the students, it's when they arrive in any mobility country or so, for them, one of the biggest challenges visa and accommodation. So I will try to build a unit in Emma where they could actually seek some support. For instance, posting about the visa issues, and then the others could help and support them and alleviate these issues. Besides that, thirdly, for the alumni who are going to get graduate. For them, I will try to explore how we can look for enhanced internship and job placement opportunities.
Thank you, Marvi. So just a reminder to all of our candidates for the succeeding questions, please be a bit more brief in your answers, but I will not limit you at the moment, Marvi, because so at that it also is equivalent, the time is equivalent for Enna and for Nikshan. So Enna, I see your hand up. The room is yours, please. What do you do in your first 100 days?
Yeah, so thank you so much, candidate, and thank you also for the answers. When I say transparency, this is what I want to do in my 100 days. I want people, members, to know what Emma is doing. We are speaking here in codes. K1, K2, this is not correct that people who work in this project don't know what they mean. Key action 1 means mobility, means giving to young people and young professionals the access to mobility. This is exactly what is being done in K1, not only to young people, but also to all professionals in education. K2 means strategic partnership. It means building upon quality of work and experiences and delivering in the field. And this is not correct that people don't know. It's just transparency. And you're right, as a lawyer, you're right. Transparency has a lot of shades. But that's exactly what I want to do in my 100 days. I want people to feel as members of Emma. I want people to feel that they know what is going on in the organization at any level, that they don't feel like, oh, this is this unit, so we have to call. We are not a corporate. We are an organization which is equal and should be equal for everyone. And this is the case also in this debate, that we are not following the questions on the YouTube. So I would like to take a moment and answer a few of the questions.
Sorry, Enna, it will be in the next round. So don't worry.
Perfect. Maybe we can inform maybe we can inform our membership that we're going to do that, because I see on the YouTube questions that they're not feeling.
Yes, the moderator will be explaining that in the next round. So use the time to explain as much as you can.
So what I said, it's transparency. I want 100 days. Everything that you said is great. It cannot be done in 100 days. Impossible. What I want, transparency. I want people to see what is Emma, how Emma is working, have it on all levels, understand, join. Be able to join the community portal. I will work closely with the service provider, and I'm sure they're open, they want to work. We are going to manage to have everyone access the database portal, the community portal, to have everyone on it. I know it's a challenge. I know it's going to ask for a lot of work from all sides, but we can do it. I want members to join their work. I want members also to be able to think strategically, to see where they are, to see what they want to do for the organization, to bring projects, to create their own project, not to have only one unit that's doing project and no one knows what's going on, but to have projects, to create the projects, to start them from bottom to the top, to have access to opportunities, and not to be afraid to propose and to take the lead and to deliver. Running an organization as Emma is a roller coaster, but it's a roller coaster which is fun when you're doing it with a team. And that's what we need to do. Provide access to all our members to the organization, not to feel that the organization is far away from them, but that the organization is close to them and the organization is there for them as per the mandate of the organization. Provide transparency, ensure that everything that is being done is being communicated to the members, everything, every single thing, because that's part of how you run transparently an organization in the European Union. And third one, I want to create the spaces. I want to ensure that there is access on the portal and that there is space for everyone to create their actions, not to speak in codes, but to speak into access to opportunities.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Anna. And again, I want to reiterate, and thank you so much for those of you who are joining us live on YouTube. Don't worry, we see your questions and it will be accommodated in the next round. But for this moment, I bring you back, Nikshan, for your answers. What will you do in your first 100 days?
Thanks, Jen. I think because there are a lot of viewers, Emma community is saying, I need to clarify 2 points. For the visa issues, we definitely could do better, but as a unit, as the main person, as director, we provide support as much as we can do. So for other volunteers, it's not that we are not doing, we provide support. We could do better. Thanks for putting that, but yeah, we could do better. We heard about community portal. That's a next level dilemma that we have, thanks that we have in every other's agenda. Just to be clear that it is not handled exactly by Emma. So that is also one of the big blockers that we have and issues that we need to resolve. Now, moving on to my part, like what would I do in 100 days, first 100 days? I know that will go very fast. So my main idea would be to gather information from outgoing MB, like gather information from what they have learned and from their experiences from the last 2 years, 4 years, that I see should be very valuable. And that will also give information about the challenges that we face, the challenges that we have faced, and the relationships that we have built in the last few years as well, because I don't want to lose those things. I think we grow together if we learn from them and then improve on that. It's one step at a time. 100 days, we will have key achievements, the challenges. Key achievements, we continue, that is continuation for each and every next mandate as well. Then the challenges, we try to solve how many challenges that can be resolved. For me, if I am elected as let's say as the president, that would be my main criteria. Like, first 100 days, let's focus on what we have achieved, how we have achieved, can we improve, then what are the challenges that we face, what are the few things that we could prioritize, and then select for that. So that would be my idea.
Thank you so much, Nikshan. Thank you, Anna, and thank you, Marvi, for those excellent answers. It's really a pleasure. And after all, Emma is primarily a volunteer organization. So it's incredible to hear from the three of you and the plans that you have. So I wish you all the best of luck, and I give back the room to our excellent moderator, Hazaria.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jen. I'm keep losing my voice now then, because like listening to all those candidates, I think it's such an amazing, because it is something, it is a huge responsibility. I can say that because like all of you who have an amazing job, has an amazing, what we call it, things that you guys been doing, and to adding up to become one of our presidents, I think it takes a lot and a huge of responsibilities in order to understanding more actually how the EMA community that you guys wanted to contribute back. I salute to each and every one of you. And Dr. Jen, you're bringing up so much vibes into the debates, because I think that I truly and honestly salute again the candidates of how they respect each other in understanding what one is doing and try to, what we call it, try to advance and enhance what they've been doing and such in various and different perspectives. Thank you again, Dr. Jan, for your sessions. And before we move into the next round, I think I would like also to apologize in the beginning that we also have here our EMA Vice President, Mr. Ruturaj Trivedi, here together with us, listening and supporting us all the way from the beginning towards our presidential candidates debate here today. And I think I will listen to him, what he's going to say towards the end of the sessions as a closing remark. Then I think without taking more much time, so I think I hand over the sessions, the next round for the Q&A, and we have close to 40 to 50 audience that listening to YouTube, and as time's coming by, and we have receiving lots of questions, and I can see Anna, and I can see Nishan, and also Marvi is also smiling, because I think they also been watching the YouTube, looking at those kind of questions and such. Then I will leave to Dr. Shinam to handle all the Q&A. Over to you, Dr. Shinam.
Thank you, Hazaria and Anna, Marvi. See how we do our questions. So each candidate will have a chance to address 2 questions. Minutes per question, and will not exceed that. So we'll start with Anna first. So that the audience wants to ask you is that you emphasized that you want to ensure EMA as an active policy contributor in the EU. So what concrete steps will you take within your some visible progress? That is the first question. And the second question is, how will you, what are your working experiences within EMA in the past 2 years, ever since you became the member? So over to you, Anna.
Okay, thank you so much, Shanam. I understand you also have some challenges with the internet. Is it okay if I just repeat the questions to ensure that I understood them? So
sure.
If I understand well, the first one is, how can I put EMA more on the policy agenda, correct? Of the European Union?
Yes. How do you want to ensure that EMA contributes is an act in the EU?
Thank you so much. And then the second one was, once again, if I have worked in more than one unit, or what is my work experience with EMA, correct?
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So the first one, how can I see EMA in the policy unit and the policy priority agenda of the European Union? For all of you who may know or may not know, the European Union Erasmus Plus program, where also EMA is inside and where all the Erasmus Mundus programs are inside, changes every 7 years. So we are currently in the period until 2027, and it's following the the European Youth Agenda through different policy papers and engagement. So what I will ensure in the 6 months is that EMA really has a seat there. I know for a fact that EMA has a seat already there. Unfortunately, there is no transparency around that, so many of the membership don't know about what's happening and what's going on that level. But I will ensure, as Nixon was saying before, that in the first month we understand where they are, what has happened so far, take over and ensure that there is a transparency and communicate to members what's happening with the policy agenda. Where is EMA? What is the stake? I know that often the EMA president is invited directly in Brussels to discuss this kind of challenges, to discuss policy making, to discuss. I will definitely take that. And the other thing that I would do, definitely, EMA is a big organization, and I would like to partner with the European Youth Forum to understand better, because European Youth Forum is the organization which also works a lot into policy making on European level, but also not only on European level, on a global level. And I would like to have a partnership with them and understand if we can join forces into the field of European policy making for higher education, for youth, and for mobility in general. I hope this question answers as much as possible. Again, we're missing transparency overall in EMA communication. So what I'm telling you is what I know, what I have found out online, researching. And the first thing I will do will definitely be to communicate better and to give you the floor. If there is more follow-up on this question, you do have my social media. Please ask questions, or please ask on YouTube as well. I'm very happy to reply to the best of my knowledge, and also willing to learn from others' experience. Second question, what I have done, I have been, so I've joined EMA as a student. While I'm a student, I'm finishing my research master this year. I've led the program of Islands, and I'm the first ever EMA representative of the Islands program, also because the Islands program is very new. As part of that, I have contributed to knowing the EMA to my program. We have had more than 20 events in the last 2 years internally for our program, inside our program, for promoting it for the membership. I'm currently in the process of handing over and explaining to the cohort which is there what is EMA, what is working, so they can candidate for the next program representative, because my mandate is, however, expiring this summer, I believe 31st of August or something like that. So that's what I'm ensuring on the topic of my work as EMA with my cohort, with my alumni, with my program, which I think it's very important to divide between groundwork and work on a management level. Then on management level, what I did, I applied to the General Assembly, I participated, I brought a lot of contribution to the General Assembly, I reviewed the bylaws, I reviewed the statutes, I reviewed the financial reports, I contribute all my knowledge to that. I also applied to the position of PCG. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. No one explained why. I never got like specific explanation why I didn't get it, but it happened. I also proposed to EMA to have collaboration with other organizations working inside Erasmus Plus, which I never got answer on that one as well. So let's say that I'm also hoping to be able, as a potential president, to give the floor to people who want to work as myself, but don't get the chance just because they're not in the high enough level of the organization.
Thank you so much, Anna. So first question for you is, one of your key priorities was financial independence and sustainability for EMA. So how will you measure its success, and what benchmarks will you set for it? And the second question is, if an EMA member brings a project to EMA, do you have some protocol in place, or is there any incentive or recognition given to that member? If yes, can you provide an example? And if such protocol does not exist, then what is your plan for it?
Thank you so much, Sheenam, for the question. I missed the first question. Would you please repeat it?
Yeah, sure. So the first question is, your key points was financial independence and sustainability for Emma. So how will you measure its success and what benchmark will you set for it?
Thank you. Thank you for repeating. There was some disturbance at the earlier. So regarding financial sustainability, as I mentioned earlier, we have several projects that we received funding. Thanks to Anna for briefly describing Key Action 1 and Key Action 2. So Key Action 2 projects are long-term strategic partnerships, while Key Action 1 are mobility programs like small-scale projects. When we receive these funds, we try to utilize these funds for the benefit of our community. Our financial statements, everybody here is discussing about transparency. All the financial statements of Emma are available on Emma's website. So everyone who wants to see what's happening there in terms of finances, they can see to it. Until 2023-2024 report is also available on the website. Regarding how to measure this financial sustainability, currently we are facing some challenges because it's completely a volunteer-based organization. So even there are several things that we would like to do, even at Project Support Unit. We do not have that kind of capabilities, or I would say it's not about capability, but rather it's more about the time. Because as a volunteer, sometimes it's challenging to manage all the tasks. So in terms of financial sustainability, my plan is to make Emma sustainable in a way that we could hire some project officers from our members who would help us to lead the projects unit and not project unit, but also some projects within the PSU. And regarding how we measure this financial sustainability, if we can translate the benefits that we are the money that we are earning, if we can translate it for the benefits of our community, I think that would be a measure of financial sustainability of Emma. Regarding the second question, that if a member brings a project to Emma, how would we deal with such a situation? As I mentioned earlier, if an Emma member brings a project to us, we try to help and support this member to apply for the funding and then try to implement it. At Emma, whenever our member is bringing a project, we try to provide them all kind of support, and we recognize their contribution as we have always done in Emma. We would do the same way. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. Now, that was asked to you was, what can you achieve as a president which you cannot as a management board member? And the second question is related to a high compliance standard for data handling. So what are the challenges do you foresee in implementing this, and how will you overcome it?
Let me also rephrase or reiterate the question. Okay, the first question is, what will I do when I become a president that I can't do being a management board member? Did I get it correctly?
Correct.
Okay. I think the roles and responsibilities are slightly different. Like, while I'm a president, I will be leading an organization. While I'm a director, I'm leading a unit. I, as a director, have my own roles and responsibilities and limited influence in other units. I can share my support, I can provide my support, but there are limited things that I can do on behalf of other directors. While I'm leading the association as the president, there are ways that we can strategize. So bring a strategy comes from the top level, and then it goes into different activities that goes into actual members, how they actually implement those things. It can also be bottom up, that their ideas are taken into account and a strategy is built. So I think, what can I do differently? I think there are a lot of things that can be done differently, because from appointment to a director, that's, let's say, a selection committee. President is already part of the selection committee. So with a vision and strategy that a director comes in, the president already has a say into it. Whereas another management board member, I think, has limited say into it. So I see a clear distinction on this part. On the second question about the data landscape, what are the challenges do I see? Is that the
Correct.
question? Okay. a lot of challenges. I see a lot of challenges. That's an area where we definitely need to work on. Why? Because first of all, we as an association, will be 20 years now, and we have grown. It's not that we did not grow. We have grown, but we need to have some strategy to say, this is what we do and this is what we don't do. This is where we store data and this is when we delete data. So we need that kind of resources. We need skills and we need tools as well. Right now, the level of maturity of the tools that we have, it is not enough. For sure, it is not enough. The level of maturity of knowledge about how to handle data and information about these things with our volunteers, with our directors, this is not enough. So we need trainings, we need mentorship, we need projects coming into this. We need digital tools to improve the skills of our volunteers. Then the next could be, I mean, that is something that we would definitely need to discuss with the service provider, with the, let's say, with other stakeholders as well. Okay, with other stakeholders, whether in the few years, if we do not have the resources, if we do not have the skills, maybe we need to look for outsourcing, and for the first few years, we learn how they do it, and then we implement it. So that could also be an alternative. Right now, I wouldn't say this is a definite way forward that I have as a magic stick, because there are a lot of challenges.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks to Nikshan, Anna, and Marvi for your wonderful answers. This has been very engaging and an insightful discussion. So we now move on to Hazaria for the next segment of this debate. Hazaria, please, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you so much again, Dr. Shinam, for your helping us in facilitate the Q&A for the audience through the YouTube, yeah. And I do believe that there's a few questions that we will not be able to take at this moment to bring on the tables during the discussions, but I think you are allowed to answer it in your own capacity in terms of replying the answer to the questions, yeah. But again, I think we are almost towards the end of the debate sessions, and I think I would like to extend my appreciation. I think first is to our candidates, actually, because like without you putting all your efforts in putting an effort toward these sessions, we feel that we need somebody to lead us as the EMA presidents, and without the first steps, I think we are going nowhere. So I think with the efforts to be putting through the process, we hope that and we wish that all the candidates for the best of luck for the preliminary sessions of the candidacy year. And I think the comments, the suggestions, the statement had been made by the candidates is truly an eye-opening for each and every one of you, for the EMA community, EMA members to have an insight view of actually what is the value that each of us are looking for, because everyone carried what we call it different perspective, different engagements, but towards the end, actually, we are one. We are EMA. And also, I would like to extend the appreciation towards the facilitator, Katarina, Jenny, and also Shinams for guiding us toward the discussions. And I think before we end the sessions, I would like to call upon our EMA vice presidents to have the closing remark for this preliminary debate. Over to you, Ruturaj.
Thank you very much, Hazaria. Hello, Emma. Hope you enjoyed the debate. As we come to an end of this amazing debate, I thank you all for participating in today's important debate. I thank especially the candidates, the electoral committee, and the 5 volunteers of the electoral committee who are working behind the scenes to make this debate a success. We have heard diverse perspectives and meaningful proposals from each presidential candidate, all of whom are passionate about the future of the Erasmus Mundus Association. As members of the electoral committee, we are committed to ensuring that your voices are heard in this process. In the coming days, as you cast your votes, I encourage you to reflect on the ideas, visions, and leadership qualities that resonate with you and the future you envision for the community. Let's continue to uphold the values of collaboration, diversity, and excellence that define Erasmus Mundus. Thank you for your attention, and let's make this election a meaningful step towards the future of our association. Have a great weekend and happy voting.
All right. Thank you so much, our EMA Vice President, Mr. Ruturaj. And I think, again, we have this floor and we have more than 1 hour being in the same platform to share and discuss. And I think towards the end, nevertheless, I also would like to thank you, the audience that are listening, that audience that are watching towards the YouTube channels. But again, even though you are not watching live, this video will remain in our YouTube channels, and those who will not be able to watch, you can watch it at any time and convenience before the due dates of the plenary voting. And I think without the support advice by our EMA President, Dr. Ashikur, again, I would like to thank you, our EMA Vice President, Mr. Ruturaj, again, I would like to say thank you, and all the editorial committee for making this debate successful. And I hope that our dearly Nishans, Anna, and Marvi, again, really thankful for your candidacy, really amazing opportunity for us to watch you been talking about the visions of our next presidents. And I think with that, I would like to end the sessions, and I wish you all the best. And thank you again for watching and listening. Thank you again. All right, Hazaria signing off. Thank you.